That's assuming that Luke will even let the viewer influence go through for me to have the battle mount.
You could hope you come across another wolf.
I would still like to have Timber back, because I'm still a big fan of the 2 turrets on his pauldrons.
Yeah.
Just have these little castle minarets, and then they're firing their the eldritch blasts out of them. He really is the tank.
Get him some new pauldrons, like Warcraft sized, with little holes in them that the Martens
Like
could just
pauldrons?
crawl inside of.
Yes, they're pillboxes.
Yeah.
Just a whole bunker complex built into a backpack. This is horrifyingly delicious. Oh man, it would get even worse too. Have that actually incorporated into his backpack proper. Which means, things like, I don't know, healing potions, stamina potions, that sort of stuff. Time for the ceremony rolling, and how's my luck today?
Bright.
That is a lot of ones.
2 20s.
2 20s and 4 1s. Today is not going to be fun. Oh, speaking of which, I'd completely forgotten last session that I had Lucky Rabbit's Foot. I could have negated that one that I got.
Tales of our endeavors proliferate.
So quiet. Hello and welcome to the Ascent ASMR stream. How are you all doing today?
Barbarian scream.
How much time we got? 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes.
That is long enough to make a coffee.
Yay, coffee.
Understand, we have a hot cocoa bomb left.
Oh, what?
A hot cocoa bomb. It's basically like this little chocolate ball. You just drop it into steaming hot water, it melts, and now you have hot cocoa. But if you do it with
Oh, nice.
coffee,
Sounds magical.
If you make your own, you can put different things inside of the hot cocoa bomb. So it could be cocoa, it could be sprinkles, could be marshmallows.
it could be
Huh, neat.
demonetized, it could be demonetized, it could be redacted. What? I like putting weird things in my coffee.
Excuse me, sorry. I have like something in my throat today, so I keep coughing.
You haven't
No, well,
come
none of it
through
came-
on any pops.
Yeah, none of it came through on the mic, you're fine.
Oh, okay, good.
Max and Luke over there still having their conversation in freaking fox language. All fun and games until I level up and just take that as a special feat. making fun of Rose in the fox language one day, and she just chimes in with, "Excuse me, what the hell did you just call me?"
Don't worry, they'll get another language when you do.
Yeah, they would just move on to another language she doesn't know. One minute remains. Cabot? Wait, Zoro, what is a cabot?
Cat rabbit.
Yeah. It's kind of self-explanatory.
It's a hybrid. You know, like a fox is a fox wolf.
Well, wolf is
I
a
thought
lot
you'd
more.
know this by now.
Wolf is a lot more common than a cabot.
Yeah. Guess it just goes to show how long I've been around furries.
Also, you know, fox and wolf are both canids.
And you know,
Cat and
there's
a rabbit. Just
there's also, you know, the sable roo. Probably the
This is
best of
true.
probably the best of the hybrids. A sable kangaroo.
Not biased at all.
It's also
Definitely
the
not
rarest.
biased.
all I'm finding myself thinking about with a cabot is what would the dentistry look like?
Sharp teeth and buck tooth.
Two
So
rows
just-
of teeth. You know, you got the
Paint across
rabbit
the entire
ones.
front.
You got the rabbit teeth on the outer layer, and then the cat teeth on the inner layer.
So like Fallout mole rats.
Sure. I don't really know those, but sure.
Or sharks.
Sharks
Yeah,
are a
it's like
better
a shark.
example. Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Ascent to Ascend Dungeons and Dragons. Luke wishes to do the recap today, so take us there.
I won't be giving the recap. I always make my players do it.
Wait,
I want to see what you guys remember.
wait. Earlier you literally said that you were going to do it today.
No. I like to have players do it because then it tells me what you guys retained.
But I asked what happened last time, and you said you wanted to do it, and would it
Why?
let me...
Just do a super brief.
So
little thing.
anyways, we tried to sail a broken ship, discovered that we know very little about sailing. Thankfully, there was this magical current that totally wasn't a plot device that moved us towards the island that we needed to get to. We arrived, and predictably, everyone was dead, like you do. And we find this semi-abandoned town. Semi because there's still an automaton functioning at the library. The automaton happens to have a very shiny blue glowing book that looks very special, and because we had absolutely nothing else going on, we tried to steal the book. This didn't go very well, but thankfully nobody
A new
died, the automaton
subscriber
included.
arrives. It fills you with determination.
And that's when we discovered that the reason why the book was magical and glowing blue was because of the key stuff relating to the towers and stuff.
There was
The
another.
automaton mentioned that the color was the key.
You guys remember the other place you went to?
The red panda.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the schoolhouse.
Don't you mean dead panda?
Dead red panda.
Well, I mean, dead for the time being. We do have a necromancer, and she's actively studying how to correct that unfortunate medical condition.
Just a very late healer.
Exactly.
Okay. So you guys are still on this island, and as you've explored, there is the library, the schoolhouse, and a third building that kind of stands out from all the other not so fascinating buildings, and that looks to be a prison.
Buitanya. Bink.
There is a pathway that seems like it goes towards the
Unsure.
back of the island.
Luego.
And then there's the pathway that leads back towards where you came from. What would you guys like to do?
Well, so we recovered the first key and the second key, actually. Oh no, it was parts of the key. Right?
We're discovering colors. And which order?
Well, we knew that I remember us being told something about the keys being, or the color things being part of, or a key, or a key to the key.
Basically.
And we've got two of them, the red and blue. It's been a couple weeks, so...
Yeah, I get that. It's up to you guys.
Alright, in that case, I decide that we found all of them.
Where's the fun in
I'm-
that, though?
I'm up for continuing to explore the island. I think we've picked over this town. There's nothing really but death left here.
There's still the jail.
Yeah.
Like I said, nothing but death. There's nothing.
You sure you
We
wouldn't?
need.
You sure you
don't
wouldn't
need
want to find some?
So you have any idea how angry the ghosts of the wrongfully incarcerated get?
Who knows? He could find a decent minion.
No, decent minions are the ones that are cooperative, the ones that don't want to kill you in your sleep. Okay, I will go with you into the prison, but I will not lead the way.
Fine.
Hey, you haven't seen what poltergeists can do. I have. It's not pretty.
All right. As you, is everybody going, or is it just those two?
Well, since their translator has left them, I guess the Marten twins will go ahead and follow along as well.
Yeah, I'll go too.
I should give them new names. I know. Alt and Pal. There we go.
I was expecting
Time to
control.
confuse me again.
Control and alt.
I know it's not a new day, but you know.
It's a new session.
Yeah, but
Control,
I
Alt, and
still
delete.
pay attention to the days that pass. But, you know.
All right. Well, as you guys enter into the prison,
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, Alt is going to ride along on Gar's shoulders, and Pal will be on Max's shoulders.
Joke.
you allow this, Gar and Max?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So with tiny little friends on your shoulders, you march into the prison. The door itself is surprisingly unlocked, and it leads into just this dark corridor that just goes down. And it's lined with cells. There appear to be 3 cells on the right side and 2 cells on the left. However, it's difficult to actually look in.
Yeah, that sounds like it's time for Unseen Servant again.
Do you have the casting of that?
Yeah, I still have 3 level 1 slots left.
Okay.
Quick question. It doesn't specify on the sheet, but could you cast Unseen Servant using a level 2 spell slot?
You know, I'm not sure.
From what I understand, you can cast any spell using a higher level spell slot. It's just unless the spell says otherwise, it functions as if you cast it at the normal level.
Ah.
Because like a lot of spells get an increased effect when cast at a higher level, but
Yeah.
You summon
So
the
it-
unseen
it-
foe.
It would be an emergency situation only thing.
yeah.
I was
Which
gonna say you summon the unseen servant, but it ends up being, well, muscly. Instead.
Alright, well. I'm going to spend a spell slot to summon Unseen Servant. I'm
Okay.
going to hand him a torch and have him go into the first cell on the left.
Okay.
I'll be watching from the door.
The unseen servant tries its hand at opening the door, and it appears to be locked.
Alright, well, let's go looking around for keys. Unless someone knows how to pick locks. Anybody?
I think we're missing our rogue.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We let that darn rogue out of sight. Don't you know you never split?
He found the
funds?
treasury and is currently, looting it.
There better be at least one pearl and one diamond in there. I need those.
Now you can just hear the rogue from the top of the rooftops just shouting, "Parkour! Parkour!"
Hey, that's
Well,
the
you have
Marten's
to-
line.
You have to keep your practice up.
Hmm.
Well, the Martens can probably slip through the bars.
True, they
no.
could.
The door itself is like a straight door,
A
There's
door
no
door.
bars
like
in
one
it.
of those.
I'm stupid, by the way. The unseen servant has no corporeal form. I'm gonna instruct him to go through the bars. If they're magic, it'll stop him. If they're not, then it won't.
It's let me explain the door a little better. I think your unseen servant can still do that, but it's it's like a door that has like a sliding panel for the eyes.
Oh, all right. Well, then, yeah, I would just like pass the torch through the slit and then have the unseen servant just go through the cracks.
Okay.
So I'm just watching through the slit and having them just rummage around on whatever's in there.
Can you see what it sees?
I don't think so, but I can communicate with it.
Okay. It goes in and it kind of takes a look around.
So, I was curious about this, and the general consensus online is that it cannot pass through solid objects.
Joke.
It does not have a corporeal form, but that doesn't necessarily mean it can pass through.
A magnanimous dispensation.
What would be the size limit on it being able to fit through narrow spaces?
Probably however big it is.
Hmm.
Usually with the
Okay.
spells, they say specifically this can be done or that can't be done. And it doesn't say either way, so it's up to Luke. I'm just saying.
I'm looking at the unseen servant text blurb, and it says it can perform simple tasks that a human servant could do, and slipping through small cracks would not be one of those things. So I'm
Alright,
gonna
then.
say no.
All right, then.
Unless it was a mouse.
But it specifies human.
Well,
All right. In
Okay.
that case, then I'll just be holding the torch through the slit and taking a look around in the room.
Okay. There does appear to be some writing on the very back wall, but it is just not something you can really make out.
Also, Toshime, thank you so much for that donation.
Is it too dark? Is it too dark to make out, or is it bad handwriting, or just language I don't understand?
It's a little bit of bad handwriting and a little bit of it's too dark.
All right. I'll just make a mental note of that and move on to the next cell.
Okay. You've got the. So that was the first one on the left.
You said there were 3 on the left and 2 on the right.
Our modest fellowship expands.
All right.
Praise the
No,
sub.
sorry. 3 on the right, 2 on the left.
All right.
could a Marten fit through the eye slot thing?
No.
Oh, so it's like a tiny
Yeah.
slot.
So we've got the second one on the left that's unexplored, and then all 3 on the right that are unexplored.
Hmm. Is there any sort of furnishing in the hall that we're in? Like anything
Uh,
noteworthy at all?
Unfortunately not. It's got like cracked paint that's kind of peeling, and it's just very dusty, and the light, there's no light. It's very dark itself. The only light you've got is from that torch that you lit.
So no windows. We're like talking full dungeon here.
In a sense, it's just a single corridor. You can just kind of goes down. And it seems like all the cells are kind of close to each other.
If no one else is doing anything, then yeah, I'll just go down the line, try every door to see if it's locked. If it is locked, then hold the torch through the slit to take a look inside.
Okay, are you going down the left side and then gonna go down the right?
Yeah, down the left, then up the right, just going in a circle.
Okay.
Sorry, so there's nothing to note down here. And we are underground, correct?
No.
No? So this is a ground level jail?
Yes.
Was there an outer room?
No, it just kind of led straight into this, like, corridor.
Could the Marten twins fit under those, through those, slits?
We've already answered that, and no,
Okay.
they're
Okay.
still too big.
Sorry.
It's okay.
What are the doors made of?
Kind of knocking on it. Seems like most likely steel.
So just beating it open with a battle axe, probably not going to work.
Or a great sword?
I think you would damage the
Duke.
sword more than the door there.
You might break the wall down before the door.
There's an
Okay,
idea.
what are the walls made of?
Stone.
What are the Martens found a box?
Would they what?
the
What
video
are the
that's
Martens
playing,
found a box?
he's hiding from the ghosts.
The GIF on stream.
Oh, I was confused.
Yeah, sorry.
I was like, I hear something in the background, but what is that? Okay, so going down the rows, the other left door is also locked. And kind of peering in, you can see that there's something on the ground. It appears to be, your best guess, a parchment of some sort? Some sort of piece of paper? Something. Heading back down and going up along the right side, this door does open up.
All right. Since the door opens, I'm going to hand the torch over to Unseen Servant and have them walk into the room and ahead of me. I'll linger at the doorway.
Okay. The Unseen Servant goes in, kind of illuminates the room. It's a lot easier to see. There's actual light being cast on the walls, unlike the first room where it was just, you were basically setting the door on fire, except you weren't.
It's metal door. It's fine.
There appears to be a skeleton on the ground.
Dibs.
Everything else, there is nothing else. The skeleton is just kind of clattered bones that have just most likely a prisoner that was forgotten.
Yeah, like these are like old bones.
Yeah.
No bones about it.
And sorry, I was kind of focused on the bones and the dibs thing. So, what else is in the room other than the skeleton?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
The note.
Oh, there's a note.
No, there's no note.
Ah,
That was in another cell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a
the-
locked cell that had a piece of paper.
a piece of flammable paper. Okay, I can throw the torch through.
No. I got a better idea.
I'm joking.
Are there any rocks outside that had fitted through the slot? Well, with a rope tied around them.
You would not really be able to tie a rope around a rock.
The Martens...
That would fit through. Like, you could tie a rope around a rock, sure, but the rock probably wouldn't fit through doing so. The rock would be too
Right.
small to fit through. Does that make sense?
The Martens could try to do what they did with the book. The little catapult thing, the ballistic thing.
I mean, you can try.
Alright, they're gonna try.
Are you where are you doing this?
Pal is gonna be sticking his head, or you know, looking through the slot, and, you know, just using it that way to try and grab it. Alt is also next to the slot to try and grab it.
Okay. You catapult this thing, and it just kind of flutters up into the air and then flutters down.
It's a talent, so I can basically cantrip, so I could keep trying this all day.
Okay.
So,
Eventually it's gotta make it, right?
so while the Martens are playing crane game, I'm gonna move on to the next cell. What species was the skeleton?
We're gonna say an antelope.
Antelope. I'm going to bring the skull with me. This may seem like a pointless collection, but as soon as I can talk with the dead, I'm gonna have a lot of interesting conversations with the people we've been meeting.
All right. You go into the second room while the Martens are just like, oh, dang it. Oh, I got it. Oh, dang it. Oh, I got it. Oh, dang it. The second room, it's opened. And there is a set of keys on the back wall.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we have Unseen Servant recover the keys.
Okay. Unseen Servant is going to take 5 straight psychic damage.
That means it gets dispelled instantly.
All right, the keys kind of get picked up and then clatter to the ground.
So far, I feel like Unseen Servant has disarmed more booby traps than the rogue has.
I don't think you're wrong.
Right. I'm I'm gonna look over at the barbarian and go, if you don't mind. I am small and squishy. You are big and strong.
Okay. Run in, grab the keys, run out.
Okay. Nothing happens. The keys are safely disarmed.
Either
Thanks
it was
to
the
the unseen servants.
either it was
noble
the hook that was cursed, or it was a one-off. Either way, we're good to go.
And I'll hand the keys to you.
And I'll just casually just walk up behind the two Martens, look for whatever key happens to look like it matches that door, and just stand and watch.
And the paper goes up.
We gotta get
and
it.
the paper goes down. And the paper goes up. And the paper goes down.
Okay, maybe if you try grabbing it from that side. Ooh,
And
or we
paper
could
goes
grab
up,
that rock
and
over there and kind of throw it into the paper.
That would tear the paper apart.
Max just taps Rosalie on the shoulder and motions towards the other door with the writing in the room. Whilst them unsupplying with the paper. Just to
Just
give them
leave
more
them to it and go to leave them to that and just go to the other room.
Yeah.
All right. Going to the first locked cell. It opens with the keys that you have, and inside there's purple graffiti, and it reads, I'm gonna type it.
If of 5. I wonder what it could mean.
I would assume 5th of 5. So something here? But if there is something here, either I can't see it or... Oh, we still got a room.
Still got 2 rooms.
2 rooms.
Hmm.
where the paper goes up and the paper goes down.
At this point, they're more having fun with it than actually making progress.
It just become a game.
Let's see how long we can keep it in the air.
How about we just leave into the game and look in the other rooms and come back to that one?
Yeah, let's move on to the next room.
Okay. This is the
What if
third...
I throw a fire thing underneath it when you bring it up, so that way the hot air might make it raise higher?
I think they're about to destroy our only clue.
Uh-oh. Let's go back.
just gonna walk up, unlock and open the door with them still on it. Go through, grab the paper, come out, close the door.
Aw, well that's just cheating.
Well, would you rather us put you inside the room and then close the door?
No. Why would we want that instead?
That way you can figure out how to get you out instead of the paper.
But it would be much easier to get the paper out.
It
Was
took
it,
you this
though?
long?
It was only a
And now we
couple of minutes.
Now we can take a look to see if there's anything written on it.
The paper is a scroll. And it is a scroll for a minor wish.
Oh.
The Martens are both jumping up onto Rosalia's shoulders. What is it? What is it?
It's a get out of jail free card. That's what it is. I think we should save this for when we really need it.
They're taking a look at it themselves.
This is your donation goal reward. Originally, this room was supposed to have the manifests that you guys collected from last week, but you didn't get this far, so I repurposed it.
Fair.
Minor wish could be exactly what we need at exactly the moment that we need it. I feel like we should save this for a dire situation.
Minor wish? The Martens
We'll
exchange
get a diamond in the
looks.
pal. Oh no.
Anybody have a spell book?
I have a spell book.
You can copy a scroll into your skill book.
Yeah, but that costs a lot of gold. And then she'd need to have the
What?
spell slot to actually cast it.
Well, still, being able to cast Minor Wish as a spell? Is that an option? If I were to go through the steps to copy it into the spell book?
Yes.
Well, that's up to the DM, because Minor Wish I don't think is an actual spell.
It is.
It is?
Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So, like, it may or may not be possible to put it into your spell book.
I'm gonna say just because this was the reward, no.
This is unfortunately a kind of magic that I can't reverse engineer. But I do know that things like this are... People have used them in the past for very specific things. You can win wars with these. That's what I'm saying. We should not waste this. And I'm saying this over and over again because I don't need to read minds to read your intent. You're gonna like wish for a fish or something.
Nah, I'd wish for a fish. They want eggs.
No,
Fair
we've
enough.
got a better use
Wish
for it.
for a fish?
We got a much better use for it.
That would be...
Our new battle mount.
Okay, if we're wishing for things for personal use, then I'd be wishing for a diamond right now. There's a spell I've been wanting to try, but I need to get my hands on a diamond first. This could allow that. I am opting not to waste it on that.
Well, yeah, but you can buy that at some point. Whereas we can't really just go get a new one of those, one of the doggy things. And, well, we don't want to leave him here. Not all alone.
Just
So you want to move it against its will?
No, we want to free it.
But what if it likes being the librarian? Also, there's Zara's got a question in chat.
There's a question in chat. Oh dear. Oh, game-breaking influence. Then I will say that it's allowed. but
Actually,
only-
well, we technically don't allow game-breaking influence yet. Nor major.
No, what? I'm still gonna let this one slide.
Okay, you'll
If you're
allow
all
it?
okay. I'll allow it. The ruling on it is that it will be a 7th level spell.
I mean, I get that. You're basically willing things into existence, but ow. I'm multi-classing. You know how long it would take me to get up that high?
Or perhaps because it would be a game-breaking influence, it could be allowed for the Martens to cast it.
And no.
Oh.
you can cast it once per day, but it results in an hour of unconsciousness afterwards.
Well, no, I was meaning still 7th level thing, just... They'd get access to that sooner than you would multi-classing.
This is very true, but... Okay, show of hands. Who here would trust the Martens with the ability to grant wishes?
I don't see any.
Both
hands.
Martens put up their both of their paws, and they stretch to their full height.
Max
They're full
shrugs and
length.
says, if we
I
did
know
it,
you-
it should be amusing.
Our
Well, the
modest
downside
fellowship
is I don't think you
expands.
guys have a spell book.
Praise the sub.
I'm seeing potential in bringing the automaton with us,
Technically,
and
I was going to say, technically, there is a path. I mean, granted, neither of the Martens are following it, but there is a path with the Mystic that allows them to get access to wizard spells. Just saying.
oof. I'm weighing the pros and cons here. So, if we brought it with us, it'd be a great way to repel borders. It would be extra muscle on any excursions. And it would be avoiding leaving it here to slowly rot and rust, respectively. Would it even work, though? Could we
kind
use the
gesture.
scroll to subvert its will and make it our companion or whatever?
Well, we don't want to force him into it. Wouldn't
Free
it be
the
a very
restricted
good mount?
programming and then ask them if they want to come?
Yeah.
It's morally sound. Max, do you have any opinion on this?
You're just feeling two very fast tail wags on your back. Brushing back and forth.
You mean getting the librarian as a battle mount for the Martens?
The biomechanical, whatchamacallit, a doggy thing.
I think we should ask them what they think. If you're going to do it, you should at least ask them.
We find this suggestion to be agreeable.
All right, I feel like we could potentially we could potentially save this for something else later, but at the same time,
Duke.
that creature does appear to have some level of sentience. I wouldn't feel right leaving it here to rot. So, all right, we'll use the scroll to free its will, and then ask it if it wants to come.
Or ask it if it wants to come any. Well, yeah.
If we ask it while it's under those restrictions, it might be forced to say no.
I think we should ask him if he's actually even bound here in the first place first.
It seemed pretty clear from what I was observing. It couldn't even leave the room that it was in.
Well, we should still talk with it more.
Which means you need a translator.
So, schedule that away. I guess we're all in agreement then.
Yeah.
Should we?
still gotta go on.
Should we check out what's in the rest of the cells before we go back to the
That's what
library?
I was about. That's actually just what I was about to say. Yes, we still have room to
Right.
check.
It is just one more. It's the third door on the right. Going in, it's most likely. It's not even most likely. It is the first part of the purple graffiti, and it reads,
Why would they have spread it between two cells? If this was made by prisoners, they would have been working in concert. I somehow doubt that there's something weird going on with that. Oh. The book earlier implied that blue itself was the... Yeah, I'm at a loss here. The only thing I'm thinking is that whenever we come across the next key, that it wants a rainbow, because the numbering that we've been coming across and the colors matches rainbow pattern. None of us has a prism on hand, do we? Just realized that.
No.
That's what my intuition is saying, is that when we get to wherever this key is locked away, that we're supposed to use a prism to open it. The complete conjecture, though. I have no clue. This is orders of magnitude above me. No one? No ideas, no suggestions?
We just
I've
need to
got
write
nothing.
down
Yeah.
for the keys later on.
Right now, and Luke, please remind us if we miss one, because, you know, it has been a couple weeks. I believe we've got red first, blue second, and then purple fifth.
you got 2 of those flipped.
So is blue first, red second, then purple fifth?
Yes.
Okay. You know, I can actually make use of the notes to do so. Alright, so blue first, red second, and purple fifth. You guys should be able to see that in the notes. I think.
Yep.
Well, that was more for the other players. Or not speaking up.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird notes in there.
Don't worry, most of the notes are from Timber.
Oh no.
All right. Are you all heading to the library then?
We got nowhere else to go at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were
You,
there other buildings here that we didn't check? I know there was the library and the school. Wasn't there a hospital as well?
No.
No?
There were a lot of like houses and stuff, but they weren't really anything of note.
I was talking about my job at the hospital IRL just before the stream began. That's probably where the mix-up's coming from.
Right.
All right, so you make your way to the library, and you actually know your way around. You go into that first room, and you can see the creature pacing in the room beyond.
Hey, friend! We told you we'd be back!
It kind of stops and looks at you, the lantern that's hanging in its mouth kind of swinging back and forth.
So
Who's the
can we
trans-
assume that Odd Socks, you're going to be translating back and forth, or...
Yeah.
I mean, you can say no.
Well, I can understand it.
You can or can't?
Can.
Okay. So
It
would
speaks a secret fox language.
Draconic?
Yeah.
See, one of these days, we're going to come across the dragon, or Dragonborn. They're going to start speaking in Draconic, and Rose is just going to like have that click in her head. That's the same language, just slow head turn.
There's game breaking.
Oh?
What about game breaking?
Zorro, it looks like part of it has been cut off, so please send it to me on Discord what you were trying to say.
What happened?
There was a
Game breaking.
game-breaking influence.
Oh, another one?
No, the first one.
Oh.
The other one never
Yeah,
got it
when we-
redeemed. I'm assuming that that's what this is, but it looks like it got cut off, so...
Okay. So what would you all like to say to this lovely little creature?
I would like to know its name, or if it doesn't have a name, what its designation, serial number, whatever is.
It responds with, "They call me the librarian."
All right.
Told you it was a librarian.
So, what are you here for, then, if nobody else is here?
To protect the books.
Why were you pacing around?
I watch the books.
Is it the books specifically, or the building the books are in that you guard?
The books.
So, if we were to take the books with us, then you could come with us?
I cannot leave this room.
Why not?
I do not know.
I think I know.
Well, we do have a way to free you from that.
It kind of perks its head up for a second and then kind of lowers it back down.
Would you like to be free? It just seems really not pleasant to be left here all alone.
It just kind of stays silent as if it's thinking.
The twins are going to approach and just kind of sit next to its front paws.
It just kind of looks down at them and is just like, okay. It doesn't say that, but it's just that kind of vibe that it's given off, that it's just kind of looking at you and going like, okay.
Max, I would like you to translate this as close to word for word as you can. We have a respect of books as well. We believe we have a way to free you from being restricted to this room. If you would like, we can bring you and the books with us so you don't have to stay here alone.
Wherever the books go, I am bound to.
So you could come with us if we took the books.
It's never been done before, but I suppose it is possible.
Max just turns to the others and goes, how are we going to carry all the books?
We can make a couple trips. We can begin ferrying the books to the ship, and we can keep we can keep an eye on him. If he's still bound to the room after we move the rest of the books, then I can use the scroll to free as well.
I just kind of got reminded of, when the Martens stripped the ship.
Oh my god, yes. They just fully chopped a pirate ship.
Yeah.
Chopped it, and it was just Fantasia?
Yes. The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Dun, 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 dun.
Unfortunately, we don't have the necessary Martens to achieve that this time.
Just evenly space them out along the path back to the ship and do the same thing with books.
If we had enough.
I miss the chef.
Well, the easiest way might be just to get the... I'm thinking it might break, though. The sails. And wrap them up into a big bindle.
Wait a minute. You just gave me an idea. I'm going to head back outside and start looking around for anything resembling wagons or wheelbarrows.
You're going to give me a high or a low. If you get it right, then it'll be there.
Considering how many ones I rolled, I'm going to say low.
Oh, that's you rolling. This time it's me rolling. Let's see, how do I make it so you guys can see it?
You just say what you rolled and we take it on faith.
Yeah, I'll do that. I rolled a 13, so it was high.
Damn it.
Lucky rabbit's foot time.
Would I even be allowed to do that?
No. Actually, what is the property of the lucky rabbit's foot? Read it
when
to
you
me.
when you roll a 1 on the d20 for an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll. Usable once per long rest.
read it one more time. For some reason, the first half of that didn't click.
When you roll a 1 on the d20 for an attack roll, for an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll.
Okay, nope, not gonna fly.
It does kind of specify a 1.
Yeah.
It's written as intended.
Ironic considering that I said low, which meant if you rolled a 1, that would have actually been a perfect roll.
Either way, this does not apply to any of those, this would not apply for any of those types of rolls.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are not any wheelbarrows or wheelbarrows or wagons. That's I could not say that.
Yeah, so I just come back in looking all defeated then. This town's been picked clean. Anything that could haul has already been used to haul. It's gone.
So what would you all like to do?
Start loading Max up.
And go.
Yeah, Max and Gar. I mean, they're big, strong, healthy boys.
The librarian kind of stands up, and you can hear it say, "No book shall leave while I am here."
We can't actually move the books with the librarian here.
We're gonna have to use the scroll then. Let me just write this out because depending on the type of wish granter, they can get corrupted. So you have to be very clear with your phrasing with these things.
Okay, I've sent you the influence, Luke, with some clarification I made. If you accept that instead.
I don't feel like that's particularly necessary, because I am okay with it just having been copied into the book.
Well, part of the reason is if you copy a scroll into a spell book, it loses the magic that the scroll held. So she would have to wait until she unlocks the 7th level spell slot to use it.
Okay, then yes, I'll allow this.
Okay.
So,
Allow what? Sorry, I was typing.
Rose, you find a piece of paper stuck to your hind paw.
What is this piece of paper?
It is a second
Hey,
scroll.
Rosalia? You
Also,
really should check your paws before you leave the bathroom.
Quick clarification. It's a flavor thing, anyways. It'd be hoof, not paw.
Oh.
Oh,
just-
okay.
Remembering because we went with the whole jackalope thing. It's purely aesthetic though. It doesn't have any effect on stats.
Well, your hoof has a second minor wish scroll that you're able to that you won't be able to use but is completely perfect for copy and pasting.
The text is intact, but the current enchantment is damaged, is basically what you're saying.
Yes.
Just gonna,
So for the sake of simplicity, this is so you can copy it down.
yeah, you're gonna tuck that away while I continue writing this out. The very specifically phrased wish. Because I am never trust a Jin. Never trust a Jin.
And feel free to run it by the others before running it by me.
Do 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 do.
Duke.
All right, I'm gonna hold up that note. I'm holding up that note. It's written in common. What I can do is I can use the wishing scroll and wish for the contents of this note to be granted. Look, somebody revive the Marten.
So cute.
So, for people that are just listening or that are watching at a low resolution, the note is, I wish for the librarian's will to be their own, free of outside control or reign, for any bindings upon it, whether physical, mental, or temporal, to be undone, and for only that to be undone, not altered nor replaced, nor any element of it that is needed for their continued life or semblance of life functions to continue, be damaged, destroyed, erased, unwoven, or unmade into perpetuity.
Now, what is it considered? Is it considered a librarian, or is it have an actual name?
It said that its name is the Librarian, which means, to my knowledge, that is its name, which means to my summoning of the wish, that would be its name. At
Okay.
least that's the legalese I'm going with, and I'm treating this like a contract.
Are you going with this? You're making sure everybody else is good with it?
Yeah.
Sounds good to us. Though we could call up the we could call up the Oomps and have them look over the contract for you.
The what?
The what?
The what?
The United Marten Postal Service. They have very good contract writers.
The bark.
The bark is part of the GIF.
United Marten Postal Service. Truthfully, that's the sound of all the Martens snapping to attention at the same time.
Now I'm kind of getting visions of Labyrinth, where the goblins are all starting to pay attention right at the beginning when she's like, I wish. Wait, is she going to say it? Is she going to say it?
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
So,
I saw it so many times. It's one of my favorites.
Sniff.
going
Yeah.
to
Bark. Bork.
I'm going to invoke
Bork.
the minor wish on the scroll, and my wish is that the contents of the note that I am holding are to be granted.
There's kind of a gentle breeze that passes through, which is strange because you're all indoors. And you all feel a little tingly for a second, and the librarian kind of looks up, and the mask that's on its head, on its face, falls off. And it looks to be very fox-like in appearance, because anyone that speaks the secret fox language has to be a fox.
Yeah.
I have questions.
We
And it
knew
kinda
it was
stops.
about the mask. Just needed to take it off.
It kind of blinks a couple times because it's like, holy crap, I'm in the daylight.
Joke.
Sort of. It's night. It's dark, but
If you've had your
Well, it
eyes
can seem
closed
in the
for a
dark.
couple of years,
and it stands up, takes in a deep breath. Oh my gods, y'all saved me.
Please no.
I had already put it down. This was a
No,
mistake.
no,
No.
no. You're going to the
No.
well for that one.
Actually, oh my God.
And I think we lost the DM.
Oh
Yep. I tried to put it with the lake, but they disappeared.
Somebody fished the DM back out of the lake.
no.
They drowned.
Did you disconnect me?
No, I did not disconnect you.
I thought you threw him in the well.
I threw him
lake
in
or
the
whatever.
well. Oddsocks tried to throw him into the lake.
But it didn't work.
Oh, you threw him two places simultaneously, and the server just lost its collective shit.
Oh no, okay.
Seems
It
like-
was I moved him to the well, Oddsocks moved him to the lake, and then Toshime disconnected him.
Oh my God!
It's a classic example of everyone disliked that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. All of us are staff?
Maybe?
Not all of you are staff. Oddsocks and Toshime are Twitch mods. Luke has
Oh.
access to doing that because Dungeon Master, and then of course you are staff.
Oh my God.
And Sim is the
So yeah, that
Sable
was an everyone disliked that.
I had to do it. It was. it
You
had to happen.
did not have to do that.
You really did not.
You loved it. You know you.
As
loved
that was clearly that was a hallucination brought on by the acute magical influx. What actually happened?
Joke.
It stands up and it kind of lowers its head and it goes, I am deeply indebted to you.
Okay.
But
Now-
of course, we had to make sure that you got free.
Not you. He was talking to Tanya because they did the wish.
Well, yeah, she did it, but it was our idea.
They did kind of talk me into it. I was the one that used the scroll, but they were the ones that convinced me this was a good idea.
I wasn't one that told you to ask them.
Now,
So who wants to use a moderate influence to bring back the voice?
No,
no.
no.
I would like to remind everybody, viewers included, that I do reserve the right to deny influences myself.
Does a denied influence get a refund?
In that case, no.
Speaking as yourself, as a free person, do you feel the obligation to protect these books, to stay with these books, or to stay with this library?
I don't know. I feel like it's my duty, but I don't feel the magical connection that bound me.
Would you
But
like
now
to
you can
come
be
with-
our friend.
What were you saying?
Would you like to come with us?
Where?
We don't know where yet.
Wherever.
We're putting together a bunch of clues. We might be. Well, quite frankly, we're on a bit of a magical adventure.
You
And
can
so-
live a story instead of just guarding them.
And if it helps, we can bring the, well, books along too. So yeah,
I was fully
Duty is
intending on
fulfilled.
doing that anyways.
That would put me more at ease. I know one thing for certain.
Duke.
I really have to pee. And it just kind of goes out. And it doesn't just go out, it runs out. And you can just kind of see it making its way around the building. There's kind of a awkward moment, probably like a solid minute of silence before it comes back. You have no idea how long I have been holding that.
I'm gonna guess a few years.
Oh, to put it lightly.
See, this right here, this is called shoddy workmanship. If you're going to make something biomechanical, make sure that you take those things into account. Like, I mean, that's just, that's just being mean.
Do you have any food?
Ask the Martens. I'm just gonna make some notes here.
Both of the
Undead.
Martens pull out some of their a ration each and put it in front of him.
Oh, it goes to town.
I'm just gonna be taking a few notes over here. Future reference. Any undead ensure digestive function. Well, as soon as whenever he's done with that, we can find out what books are the most important. Bring those first. Work our way down the list. There's a lot that can be learned from books, even if it's just entertainment. There's a reason why so many ship crews bring musical instruments. It can get boring at sea.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm a
when are we
storyteller,
gonna?
so books would help.
So when are we gonna get an influence to have a fully stocked, library with all the shelves and stuff we need on the ship?
I think we just got the fully stocked library.
Well, no, we got the books, but we need the shelves and stuff.
You
There's
said you
shelves
couldn't
here.
bring the shelves with you.
We have
True,
trees
true.
and time.
Hmm.
More than likely, we'll get an influence to sink the ship while we're out there instead.
They would.
Then we can make our own
if
library.
past experience is anything to judge by, we're gonna wind up with all sorts of things installed on our ship. Literally, anytime we get a vehicle like that, we wind up with a hot tub, a fully functional smithing, blacksmith, alchemy station, kitchen, everything.
I just had a genius idea. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna summon Unseen Servant, and then I am running out the door alongside them.
And
There's-
technically, have Timber wanted anything since he's not a part of this one?
I mean, yeah, technically Timber could influence the game. Granted, he'd have to come to the stream, but
So there's forest around the town, right?
Yes.
I'm going to try. Okay, now you said that was a Alpine Forest, like spruce trees and stuff.
Did I specify? Let me
I
look at
thought
my
you
notes.
specified it was tropical.
Well, that was the previous island. You said it was
Evergreen
colder on
trees
the.
sprinkled throughout. Yep. Yeah, this is a colder island.
I'm going to find a pair of smaller spruce trees, like on the diminutive, springy sapling size, and do whatever it takes to cut those down, uproot them, whatever. Just strip them down to just the trunk.
Okay, I'd say that takes a little, like a hot minute.
That's why I had the unseen servant to assist me.
But for simplicity's sake, yes, you're able to strip it down, and you got naked trees.
Going to return with those, overturn one of the tables in the library, and use the rope from my pack to lash them to the legs of the table.
Okay.
We now have a skip. We can drag them.
And I can assist, is how the librarian responds.
Right? Then we just lash him between the two like it's a wagon. We just don't have any wheels on it, so you'd need a little bit of assistance. But still, yeah. Now we have a way to move all the books.
If nothing else, we can do the old school method of log underneath log underneath log. Keep switching them.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Are there any empty barrels?
High or low?
Go looking around for anything that could be used as a wheel.
Which one is it, Tanya? High or low?
We're gonna go high this time.
Can you
Nope.
see that?
I knew it.
What was it?
Well, if you knew it, why
Oh.
didn't you speak up?
Yeah, why didn't you tell me in advance, huh? Huh?
I figured it'd be the opposite of what you said again. Okay, next time I'm calling it.
Hey, that's fine. You're the one that's pushing it. Remember, I am tiny and squish. The two big strong guys are going to be pulling the skip.
The Martens
the
will ride
librarian?
on it and give moral support.
I'll be walking behind, checking in case any books fall off.
All right.
Yeah, the books fall off, and the unseen servant just ends up with a stack of books because you give it to them.
The unseen servant only lasts 1 hour, so if it took more than an hour to assemble this, then he would have dispelled
Oh
by
man.
then.
Well, okay.
That's up to the DM, I guess.
I would say by the time everything's set up and ready to go, yes, it would be dispelled. And it's probably going to take, and this is a guesstimate with what you guys are kind of looking at, around 5 trips back and forth.
5 trips with the skip. Oh my god. That's a lot of books.
It's got a lot of books.
So I'm going to be giving an idle comment here saying we might want to perform a bit of triage down the road. This is a lot of cargo. We have a small ship. So books that are redundant entries or that aren't that important, might want to set those aside so that we could sell them to a library the first time we come across the town where everyone isn't already dead.
And buy a bigger ship.
Sell the books to buy a bigger ship to put the books in, of course. This can't go
Well,
wrong in
yeah.
any way.
And what are we going to tell them? Oh, we got them from a library full of dead people?
Yeah,
Ships
I'm
come
gonna
into
start-
port with weird things to sell all the time. I don't think they would ask any questions.
I'm a background's a gladiator and the performer thing's storyteller, so could just tell him it's my repertoire. There's any stories in there.
The librarian does grab the blue book and puts it on one of the empty shelves and kind of turns back and says, "This is for any other adventurers that come by. This clue will be very helpful."
So we're not going to be sweeping up our tracks behind us.
It's probably the blue book.
Yeah, it is the blue book.
Right. I just look at the librarian and like, so is there, you're saying that we should help others that are following behind us?
I suppose. I mean, I always have.
In honor of that, I'm not going to do something I was planning on doing. I was planning to destroy the graffiti in the jailhouse.
Oh.
What? As you can see, people that came before us died, and if this is, like godhood type stuff, people are willing to kill each other over it. Having less people following behind us would typically be a good thing, but at the same time,
Oh, it's time to kill the other people? Okay.
I have to weigh the good of others versus the good of myself. And I have to find a neutral point. It is required. So I'll just be, grumbling about potential risks and hazards while shelving the books as best I can, at least to stow them safely in the cargo hold.
Alright, you guys are all able to get all the books to the ship, and it takes far too long. You're just kind of all just deadbeat tired by the time it's done. The sun is definitely going down. There is a gentle breeze that kind of passes by, kind of sends a shiver down your spine. And you can tell that it's just getting colder and colder by the minute. What would you all like to do?
Well, I think we should set up a little camp and get warm. And maybe rest for the day. Or night.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Alarm around the perimeter of the ship, and then I'm going to turn in for the night.
Okay.
And where's our new fox friend room going to be?
They request that they are with the books, so we'll be on the ship.
That would be the cargo hold for now, until we can properly plan out how to organize the interior space.
Do you have a tiny bell and a piece of fine silver wire?
As long as it does not state a specific cost to it, as long as she's got a spellcasting focus, which she should, then she does not need those.
Yeah, because I'm a multi-classed into Artificer, I use a physical item as my casting focus.
Okay.
Which in this case would be the sickle.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alt is going to switch to his adaptive body psychic focus, which means that he does not need to eat, breathe, or sleep. To gain the benefits of a long rest, you can spend 8 hours engaged in light activity rather than sleeping during any of it. So he will keep watch, just kind of relaxing up on deck, keeping watch.
Oh, since we are on board the ship, I'm going to drop off that antelope skull in the brig along with the others. and a little note of where I found it.
Okay.
As soon as I can commune with the dead, I'm going to be having a very long interview with all these people, okay?
And an interview with all the wolves we killed.
All right. The morning comes. The night was uneventful. It doesn't seem like anything intruded on you. The librarian is out like a light. Like morning has come. It's probably like closer to 10 a.m. and this thing is still sleeping. It's just out.
I mean, he hasn't slept in how many years?
Exactly. What would you all like to do?
Do we have anything like that would resemble a saw or a wood cutting axe?
Not on the ship. Not unless you guys actually have that.
Currently the mast is being held together with a splint. Thinking we could take the time, since there are spruce trees here, to actually fashion a proper mast replacement, or at least a better splint.
You can all try.
I have a hammer.
Peach and Poach are going to leave one ration for the librarian until we get a better name for him.
And I'm going to leave a note for him, asking him to set aside any books that have information regarding woodworking and lumber milling.
I take it neither of you guys are going to wake him up.
Nah, he needs a sleep.
No reason to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to be spending a chunk of time then exploring along the coastline in the general proximity of the ship, looking for an ideal mast replacement. A tree that's strong, tall, no signs of rot, so on and so forth.
Okay. Probably takes you about like 30 minutes before you come across one that you're just like, this is the one. And it's just glowing with the sunlight lit behind it, as if the gods themselves, yeah. Select
Angelic
tree.
chorus coming through the trees.
This is the one. How are you cutting it down?
Well, if Max is with me, I guess we'd be using his hammer. He can hit hard enough to splinter wood.
Doesn't Gar have an axe?
Does Gar have an axe?
Technically.
Well, could you technically cut down the tree with the axe?
Should be in my Tinker's tools.
Oh yeah, Tinker's tools. What kind of stuff is in Tinker's tools? I just realized something. I have thieves' tools in my inventory.
Right.
Pick the locks. Well, I made an attempt anyways.
I'm just surprised nobody else has put anything in the party sheet.
Oh, the party inventory?
Yeah.
There's a party inventory?
Uh-huh. Upper right-hand corner.
Would that be the manifest?
No, Luke has to add us to the party sheet.
Oh. Let me figure out how to do that.
Oh, I noticed the ship's manifest and listed in notes is from the previous game. Yeah, because it's saying spare mainsail, 50 miscellaneous treasure, 25 days miscellaneous food. I'm pretty sure we don't have those.
There you
Also,
go.
crew has
Should all
timber.
be in the party
I'm pretty
sheet.
sure he's not here either.
Party
There's a few
sheet is
miscellaneous-
upper right corner. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, you should be in it now.
Rosalia,
Character.
you have listed your money incorrectly. Do SP, GP, CP in caps. Otherwise, it makes it more difficult to spread gold out and whatnot.
Like that?
It'll take a while to update, but it does look like. Oh, Maximilian also needs to update their money.
Yeah.
Also, you did miss Werenimal's character.
Yeah, I had a drag from the top.
How do I
and he's
access
not
this?
here.
How do I access this sheet?
You do it on your. It's the 3 people icon in the upper right. But if you're
Party
changing
sheet.
your money, you need to go to your inventory.
So, GP, it's 8. SP.
Ah, there we go. There is a way.
5, 0, PB, GP, EP. Oh, that's SP. 5, 0, and CP. There we go. Okay, my sheet's been updated.
All right.
Okay, I'm noticing party coins on the sheet here. You've got both GP and gold listed separate.
What are you talking about?
I'm looking at the party sheet right now, and party coins, bottom left.
Yeah,
How it has silver and
you're supposed to
CP
do
and
it
gold.
SP or GP rather than silver or gold.
Yeah, I just updated mine, so it should
It
update
takes
it in
a little
moment.
bit to update.
Yeah.
And the party inventory, that's stuff that's on the no, that's just carried by who?
Yeah.
Because I would actually like to have a list somewhere of the various things that I've piled up in the brig.
Make a note. Probably the best option. Especially since you're just putting bones and such down there.
Um,
And looks like Max has 2 hand axes.
um,
Yeah.
Those would work for chopping down the tree.
I guess.
I'm trying to remember exactly what it is that I've put in there so far. It's we got the former crew. That was the 3 that were in the brig plus the captain. And there's the antelope skull that I just now found. Were there any others?
Yes. There was the wolves.
Yeah, there's the 4 wolf skulls that I collected.
And then did you collect the mask as it fell off the librarian?
I would, but I would be using the scissors from my inventory to hold it at arm's length. So I would transfer it to the brig, but I would make sure, doubly sure, not to physically touch it.
Okay.
And then there was the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the former crooks. It's the 3 crew plus the captain. Then there's the antelope skull that I found. Then there's the 4 feral wolves. And then there's the 3 feral rabbits, but I'm keeping those on my personal inventory because I can use magical tinkering to use those as utility items.
What about the red panda in the schoolhouse?
Oh yeah, thank you, the red panda. Peach, you can do that whole spitting acid thing, right? Zam?
Yeah. Sorry, I was
I'm supposed-
munching on food.
like the Martens do. Don't suppose you could clean this for me, could you? I just need all the flesh gone.
Probably.
Would you please?
Just don't do it on the ship.
That'd be a good way to sink it.
Well, it was a short adventure.
Well, so we can just like assume that at some point in time, Rose had asked them to clean the skull from the panda, right?
I would like the 3 of you, Peach, Poach, and Rose, to roll Constitution, because this is nasty. You're watching their eyeball melt out of their socket.
I feel like if this is just like a pure visual thing of rotten decay, that the necromancer would have a bit of resistance against that.
I'll give you advantage.
Right, it's ability skills. There it is. Oh wait, no, it'd be main, wouldn't it? Advantage. Con save.
Okay, yeah, you make
Completely unfazed.
it. Just like, this is normal. Meanwhile,
This is just corpse
Peach
processing.
is using their lunch because after projectile vomiting onto this thing, it's just being burned away, and you can just smell flesh just being fizzled off and smoked, and the eyeballs are melting out of the socket as the fur just kind of singes and peels away. It's gross.
So I have four full skeletons, 2 skulls from sentient races, and 4 skulls from feral wolves. I will find uses for these. All right, so there, we got the brig contents written as a note. I do have it set to public. Anyways, back to the mast, I guess.
Oh yeah. You are successful in getting it cut down. With everybody's help, you're kind of able to strip it along.
Yeah, I do have a sickle, so I can remove branches rather readily and strip bark.
Then I will say that within an hour or so, and with everyone's help, you're able to get it into working condition.
And that's a matter of getting all the rigging off of the old mast and toppling it and then sliding in the new one. So I feel like that'd be a laborious thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But again, you have everyone helping. And by the time you're done, the librarian kind of comes out and just kind of blinks a couple times because daylight, it burns.
It burns us.
And just kind of looks, what are you all doing?
We're fixing the ship.
Can I help?
You're more than welcome to. Did you get my note?
Yeah. Kind of looks around and ends up spinning a circle, and you can see it's taped to like its side, and it like apparently rolled over onto the note while it was sleeping. I just totally missed it.
I was half expecting you to say the librarian cannot read.
Oh my god, that would be horrible.
Or it just reads in the secret fox language.
Oh my god, no. So, yes, any of those books that pertain to woodworking, I would like to be able to go through. We have plenty of lumber on this beach. I would like to process some of it, and if possible, make some shelves, so that way your books aren't just haphazardly stacked in the cargo hold.
I know, just the one. And kind of ducks in. It's probably in there for about 5 minutes before he comes out with a book in his maw. And he just kind of drops it, and it's just slobbered. But he looks very proud of his work.
Max pets the librarian.
I'm just going to
What is this feeling? Why does this feel so good?
I believe that's called satisfaction and joy as a result of physical affection.
Martens are perching on top of him to help with the book sorting.
You can read
Since
all
they
about
got
it.
nothing better to do with the mass stuff.
All right, I'm gonna set aside that book for later until after we're done with the mass repairs.
At first I thought that said woodworking.
But there's your book.
Is a big book or a small book?
It's a medium book.
So I'm just gonna put 1 pound and call it a day. There. Why is my inventory weight isn't updating? That is weird.
Okay, what would you all like to do? You've got the ship repaired. It's probably around noon at this point.
Right,
Well, we've got we've got 3 of the clues. Does it, I mean, like, from the shore, does it look like there could be anything else of note on this island that we might want to go explore?
There was that road leading out of town.
There was the road leading out of town, and on your way back and forth, there was the cave that you kept passing,
I will not go in that
Alright.
cave.
as well as a path that veered off to the right.
I say
You
we
guys
go to
took
the
the
cave.
And that took you to the village.
You are welcome to go to the cave. I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to read up on the proper methods for making shelves that aren't going to warp and rot over time.
There's a cave?
Fascinating practice.
That's the librarian.
Yeah, you should come check it out with us.
I've only read about caves. Never been in one.
Max joins the librarian in the mountains.
Well, let's go. And the Martens kind of bounce a bit on his shoulder.
A new subscriber arrives.
Who's?
It fills you with determination.
The librarians.
Oh, his haunch.
They're sitting on his
I
front
will-
shoulders, right behind, right next to his neck and stuff.
I get you.
I am not going to go to the cave because that's where things go to die. I'm instead going to be going along the beach and idly reading through the book while looking at potential trees to cut down to make shelves out of.
Okay. I'm going to put the focus on the cave for now.
Yeah, because reading through that book would probably take a few hours anyways.
Yeah. Are you okay with not being part of the...
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, Gar, are you coming too?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all make it to the cave, and it rests within this... You could call it a mountain, you could call it a hill. It's kind of a little bit of both. Sorry, I got sidetracked by the test. And going inside this cave, it's kind of a narrow path that kind of winds a little bit before going into this big open area. And you can see 5 torches that are kind of on these pedestals in the middle of the room. And there's 3 that kind of are along the top, and then 2 that are kind of along the bottom. Does that make sense? Did that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm glad it made sense to everybody else, but Braid has apparently still not quite started up again.
Basically, you went into a room. There's 5 torches that are on pedestals. There are 3 that are kind of further back, and then 2 that are closer to you. And
Think
they
of
kinda
it like
make
steps. The top steps have
Okay.
3, the bottom steps have 2.
Yeah,
And these are pedestals.
with torches on them.
Are the torches lit?
No.
Are there any colors to this?
You can't tell.
I'm gonna pull out my invisibility lantern thing.
Actually, yes, there are colors. Gray. Gray is a color.
Your invisible lantern doesn't reveal anything on the pedestals, but you can see there's a thin blue line that splits along the floor.
Okay. Anything descriptive about the line?
It's a thin blue line that just kind of splits the floor equally into 2. But it can only be seen with the lantern.
And I assume following, where does it go? Where does it start and where does it go?
From the back of the room to the front of the room.
Where does it split?
In the middle.
Like
The center.
Okay, so it's kind of like a field goal with footballs, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Okay, a 2-pronged fork, basically. So the one line is at the door, the entrance, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one is in the back of the room. Oh,
Um,
it's connected. It's just one line
You said it's split.
that splits the room into 2.
Oh, Okay.
It's vivisected.
His side and my side.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that these are going to have to do with the clues that we've been finding. Not sure what exactly, but I think we need to find those other clues first. There's no other doors that we can see out from this, can we?
No. So that's laid out kind of like that.
Okay.
There's the 3 that are in the further back, and then there's the 2 that are in the front.
I think we need to go check out those other paths first.
Okay.
So the Martens will ride on the librarian back to the ship to gather Rosalia if she wants to come to the paths.
Great fun!
Okay.
Right, Boo?
Rosalia, you want to join?
What are you bringing back to the pass?
There's a major influence first.
Oh. Where am I looking?
I'm getting it sent to you. Zorro, I assume you mean the one that's actually reading the book. Okay, so ignore the name that they put in there. It's actually the one who's reading, so Rosalia.
Okay.
Alright, what am I doing?
Influence. You're gonna die!
Sorry, because I was off screen, I let myself get distracted for a moment there.
You shouldn't have done that.
But thank you for your honesty about it.
So, what cruel and unusual punishment has chat just exacted upon me?
You are successful in obtaining the information. It's true, the Dummy's Guide to the World of Wood is a Dummy's Guide and was incredibly helpful. And you can now successfully make shelves. And you have also figured out a way to expand the boat. And for fun, how to make hammocks.
Then I'll definitely be spending the rest of the day working on that.
I will say you need to get properly refined wood if you are to expand the boat at all. But for the shelves and to make hammocks and stuff, you can do that with what's in the forest.
Right, so should I swap out the woodworking book in my inventory for a skill of woodworking proficiency?
Yes, I would say so. It's just something that kind of came naturally to you.
Yeah, this is just like building people, except different. There's a surprising amount of carryover in the skills. I mean, you've used a lot of the same preservation chemicals.
All right, so
Marten's
there.
bit.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
The same preservation materials, like Marten spit.
Exactly. Hey, you may find fault with it, but those are the cleanest skulls I've ever worked with.
Meanwhile, Peach is like, oh, never again.
Disgusting.
So they each other's skull at it. I'm not gonna let that go.
Alright, so there were two different places that have not been explored. There was the path that led out of the village, and there was the path that veered to the right in front of the cave.
Well, since we're right outside the cave, we should check the right.
Yeah.
This cave is the entrance to it within line of sight of where the ship's at, or at least where I would be on the beach.
It's behind trees. It is along the path, and you're familiar with it, but I wouldn't say it's within line of sight.
All right, so yeah, I've got no idea this is going on. I'm still carrying on with sourcing wood and assembling, and yeah,
I think they went back to go get you, didn't they?
Oh, they did.
Oh, we probably should.
That's what Sim said anyway.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna set aside-
they directed the librarian to go back to the ship to gather up Rosalia for going elsewhere.
All right, then I'll just leave what I've sourced behind on the ship and then come with him then. So long
Okay.
as long as I don't have to go into the cave. I just don't trust it. I don't know why. For some odd reason, every time that I look at a cave, I just think angry robots.
Alright, so you guys go along this path, and it, veers to the right. It's very grassy for a path, and it's very frosted. It's like as if the morning frost is just not melting off of this grass. And you kind of continue along before it opens up into a clearing. And in the center of this clearing is a well.
I'm not going to be checking.
So we're up to a well in the along the path. Peach is gonna climb
Yes.
down the side.
Just a second, I missed that.
Oh, you want me to repeat it?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys continue along this path, and you find yourself opening up to a clearing. And in the center of this clearing is a well. The grass around it is very frosted, very cold and chilly. And it sounds like Peach is going to climb down.
Okay, I do want to say real quick, Toshime, I will throw you into the well for messages. He sent me a message saying that he should lay down and rub the grass so it's a grassy knoll.
And who is this that just decided they would rather choose death?
Gar.
Okay, so going down the
Jib.
well, it is incredibly slippery, and just kind of putting one back paw onto it, you're almost slipping and falling down it. Are you sure you want to proceed?
Is there a bucket?
Well,
How long? How deep's the well?
It's dark at the bottom.
so we can't see. I mean, it may be slick, but I do have a climbing speed.
I don't remember. Did you say whether or not there was a bucket? Or is it just like an
There
open-
was not a bucket.
Mm.
Okay.
I was thinking we could lower Peach down on a rope if the rope's long enough.
I haven't made any hammocks yet, so I would still have rope.
How about I just lower my grappling hook?
That would work better.
Yeah. Since when do you have a grappling hook?
I've had it for a while.
I'll just stand on the grappling hook and see what's down there.
Yeah,
Okay.
lower it down like a little anchor.
So as you get lowered down,
For the record, he does have he's holding the invisible lantern in his mouth. I can never remember the name of the thing, but you
The
know what I'm
Lantern of
talking
Revealing.
about. Yeah,
Lantern of
Lantern of
Revealing.
Revealing.
I do know when you say invisible lantern, I know what you mean.
The only thing that allows people to see Rose's dad.
Yeah. So as you kind of get lowered down, this lantern does give off light. So you can kind of see the walls, and it's just stone and mossy. And as you kind of get deeper and deeper down, there's kind of a clunk, and you get a shiver completely down your spine because you've just hit freezing cold water.
Duke.
And you kind of, most likely, you scurry up the rope a little bit. Looking around with this lantern that you've got, you can see there's some moss that is different from the rest of it. And it's this particularly green moss reads that.
He's gonna send up the mental message. It looks like green is the third one.
Just adding that to the notes.
What do you
Do
mean?
we have a specific? What?
I've got the note for it.
Yeah, where is that?
Colors of the rainbow.
Blue, red, green, something, purple.
I left a space for,
Well,
Duke.
there's
before
only so many
now it was a
primary-
space for the third and fourth. Now it's just for the fourth.
Well, there's only so many colors that are primary or secondary colors. Of course, I get the feeling that whatever this unlocks, if you get the wrong color, it like just fucking explodes.
And is this at the very bottom that we found this?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
you're
there's
actually
nowhere-
going to be taking 3 points of cold damage for being down there.
Okay, 6 seconds and it's recovered.
What?
My temp HP.
Oh, that's right.
So basically, his psionic shield is frosting over right now.
It didn't go past that, so I didn't take any actual damage.
But yeah, so this would be a situation of it's like, you know that it is dangerously cold and you probably shouldn't linger here. But for the moment, it's just like your visor's foggy.
Yeah. So, he's gonna send up a mess. He's gonna give a thorough look around down there to see if there's anything else to note.
There are a couple coins that are at the bottom of this well.
Yoink.
You're going to get. Let me do some
Wet.
rolling. You're
Uh-oh.
going to get wet. Let's roll these together. No, what am I doing? Hold on.
Calculating for hypothermia?
Okay, you get 67 copper pieces.
Just
Uh,
hoovering up all the gold coins at the bottom.
7 silver pieces. And 2 gold pieces.
Aw, not enough to bother splitting.
Is this a visible quantity of coins that he has recovered?
For the size of this little Marten, yes.
Except he's disappearing them into his saddle pack.
Oh, you jerk. Damn you, hammer space.
How are we? It's not worth splitting. If it were actually an amount worth splitting, I would absolutely split it with everybody, but...
It's the principle of the thing.
There's not enough to make it worth it.
Now the question whether I just drop the rope.
Ooh.
Why would you drop the rope?
Yeah.
Someone's not sharing.
Well,
They
I would say
don't know
we-
that.
Yeah, we have no way of knowing.
For attacking the goose.
What happened? Well, I can't remember
Yeah.
what happened with the goose. Did we have the goose on the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're keeping it in the captain's quarters, aren't we?
And the
Oh,
Marten
yeah.
snuck back in to try to kill it.
And it tried to kill them.
No, I'll be
So,
nice. I'll pull it back up.
Yeah, they will. He'll request a raise back up. I assume he's at least a little wet from being down there. In which case he will rush to the nearest grass and slide his way through it to dry off, like Martens do.
Okay. It's
Dude.
kind of chilly, but not nearly as cold as the water was. Oh, that's what you look like when you're on the
Hey,
ship.
that's the hammocks that Rose made.
I thought you haven't made them yet.
In the future.
That's just confusing.
The hammocks that Rose is going to have been being made.
What?
Exactly.
The hammocks in the future.
Time hammock.
Schrodinger's hammock. It may or may not exist. So anyways, well, we got another clue. I guess we got to go look for the possibly last one.
Oh, yeah, we've only got one left to go.
I mean, we might have only one left to go. Or there could be even more that we haven't uncovered. And the DM would, or the mysterious person that left all these here could have actually had 6 or 7 or more. But we're probably
Each of
going
them
to find
says
the 4th and
of
assume
5.
they're done.
Each of them says of 5.
Who's to say that's true?
So far, it seems like people have died to ensure these messages were made, so they're pretty committed to the bit.
Or people died to make sure people don't find them.
And the librarian was under influence when he mentioned what clue the book was. So that's a pretty reliable source.
Saying he was under the influence make him sound like a druggie. Oh, that's
When he
so good.
was locked in the library with the mask.
I just realized something. The librarian's biomechanical, right? Like some sort of warforged thing?
Yeah, more or less.
I'm multi-classing Necromancer and Artificer. I'm probably going to be the one tasked with like repairs and maintenance down the road, aren't I?
Probably.
I'm just going to be his doctor, that's all.
Upgrade the librarian.
He he is now the archivist. He's a level 2. His level 3 version is just called the Dean.
Hmm.
All right.
So, was this... So there were a total of 3 different ways to explore, or different places or paths to take. The 2 paths and then the cave, right?
Yeah, this was the path in the forest where it forked. We haven't explored the road that was going out the other side of town yet.
Alright. Well, let's hurry back and find the other path. Away, librarian! You know, we really need a better name for you.
Also, I would appreciate it if you didn't ride on my back.
Ah. Look at him, he looks so sad.
They will very sadly move to Gar and Max's shoulders.
Aww.
Jug.
I mean, next time, at least give me some of those. What were they called? Where you rubbed your hand?
Head pat.
Oh,
That's...
The noodle rat is doing a heckin' grump right now.
give me one of those head pats.
Well, we can absolutely do that.
Currency is 1 head pat for 5 minutes.
That right there is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the but at the end of that sentence.
That's the perfect exchange rate.
Alright, they will jump back on and rub his head. Both of them. All with,
See,
you know. Making sure to
All
get
right.
some scritches in there.
Ooh. All right, where to go?
Max
Rope-
asks the
rope
librarian,
ring.
what would you like to be called?
I don't know. I've never really had a need for a name.
Well, you know what? You have a large selection of fiction books to look through, various stories, epic tales, that sort of thing. I would say read through those and see if any name stands out, a name that you really like.
You know, we read this story about a wizard up amongst the stars at one point. He had this glowing blue sword thing. I think his name was Luke. You should be named Luke.
You mean Luke Cloudstrider? I've heard that one. He had a sword that was made of pure mana. And daddy issues.
Jug.
And mummy, and his father had mummy issues.
Yeah. It was just generational.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do with all of you.
Drop rocks on us.
Okay. he's gonna let you pick a name for him. So if that's the name you want to go for, I will be very confused.
That was kind of the point.
All right.
We are not naming the RoboFox Luke Cloudstrider. No.
I like Luke Cloudstrider. I
Yes,
do
you
too.
Of course you do. It was your idea. I'm willing to use Luke for the sake of brevity and convenience for the time being, but I do feel like it would be a good idea to let him pick his own name moving forward.
All right, DM, pick a name.
Y'all killing me.
So Luke, we'll just call you that for now. But if you come across the name that you really like, if you feel like you want to share a name with some historical historical character or hero from the past or something like that, or maybe come up with a name yourself, just let us know.
I'll need to think on it.
All right, so we're heading to the other path out of town.
Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So as you guys kind of cut through the town and make your way along this final pathway, it's actually a pretty short path, but it seems to lead to the rear of the island. And it's just cut off immediately by a steep cliff face that just drops straight down into what looks like a sandy beach. And below is the skeletal remains of a large whale.
Oh, I was gonna ask if there's if there was a boat back there selling fine, authentic artwork.
No. I know what you're referencing them.
I'm annoyed that I get the reference too, and we already have enough foxes. That is red,
right,
guaranteed. Yeah. No retractions, no receipts. Refund laws may stand on land, but not transactions planned at sea.
Animal Crossing red for people who don't get it.
Yeah.
Just half expecting there to be a skeleton of a man and skeleton of, well, a boy with donkey ears and tail.
Oh.
Oh.
That's an old reference right there. Do you have to hire an archaeologist for that?
No.
Odd Socks and I actually watched them recently.
Look, I know you're gonna think that I have a single track mind, but whalebone, it trades for good money, and we can also make various fittings and adornments and reinforcements for the ship out of that.
If you want to gather and be our guest,
yeah. Would they
be our guest? Be our
yes,
guest.
be our guest. Put our magic to the test. Oh, we're not doing it? Okay.
See my vest, made from real gorilla chest.
Wear a mask, wear a mask.
So many different variations of that song, my goodness.
It is a really catchy tune.
Mine was from the Simpsons Greyhound 101 Dalmatians episode.
Oh, that's right. I was like, I recognize that.
Wear a mask, or the coof will end you fast. You'll be coughing hard, then you'll feel this day's your last.
All right. Well, what would you all like to do? There's the steep cliff face that's kind of keeping you from going down there.
Well, Mr.
I-
Grapple,
I assume there are no paths down it or anything.
No.
How far down would you say it is?
About 30 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, we could use that grappling hook to hook it up here, and you guys can climb down the rope to get down there.
What would we tie it to?
I've got pitons.
Aren't there trees? I guess I assumed that there were trees along this cliff side, like up at the top.
Right.
Yeah,
One of those trees right there.
If there's dirt, there'd likely be trees. If there's no dirt, then there's exposed rock, and I can use pitons to anchor us. So either way, we're good to go.
Python.
Python, piton, Putin. I'm gonna anchor us with Putin. He's just
Pikeman.
gonna hold the rope.
The Martens are just gonna start climbing down the rock face.
Okay.
Go off.
This
They have
is not
climb
slippery
speed.
like the whale. Bleh.
Well.
Whale.
Well. So
Well,
are we?
well.
Has he anchored the grappling hook?
Yeah.
Then I'll be heading down by rope.
All right, so you all make it down, and it's just this massive skeletal remain of just this huge whale.
That
This thing was
completely
a
skeleton.
monster
It's
at least.
fully decayed.
Yeah.
No need to have the Martens puke on it.
I'm gonna waste no time at all, and while they're doing whatever, I'll be collecting baleen. I
Okay.
believe that's what they're called. Give me a second.
The teeth, not the
Yeah.
teeth, but the strips that are.
Yeah, the baleen is what they're called.
Yeah.
They're basically long, skinny shafts of bone that are used like a filter.
Yeah.
I am going to double check to see if it actually is made of bone.
You know, I'm not sure.
Baleen is similar to bristles and consists of keratin, the same substance on
Joke.
human fingernails, skin, and hair. Baleen is a skin derivative. Some whales, such as the bowhead whale, have longer baleen than others. Blah 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 blah. So, yeah, basically it's claw. It's made out of the same material that claws and fingernails and stuff would be made out of.
Okay.
But they'd be in a whale's mouth by the 100, and you can easily fashion nails out of those.
Well, there you go.
And if there's any ambergris,
If it's fully
Uh.
decayed, I don't think there'd be any ambergris left over.
It's also not a sperm whale.
It's only sperm whales that have ambergris? I thought it was any
believe so.
whale.
I think it's only sperm whales because it's the beak of squid.
So,
that they eat.
chat, am I the only one that's completely lost on what they're talking about here?
No, I'm lost.
Okay. I'm not sure I want to know how you guys know so much about whales.
You are correct. Ambergris is specifically from sperm whales. It is a byproduct of undigestible components of a squid.
That's what I thought. Okay.
So yeah, it's literally just fermented squid beak.
and it's used in perfumes and oil
Well,
lanterns and
Actually, it's apparently banned in a lot of different regions in order to reduce the poaching of sperm whales.
Yeah. It's illegal to sell.
probably not illegal here.
All right. What would you all like to do with this whale?
I'm already doing it. I'm collecting all the baleen.
I do want to just point out real quick that it is illegal in the state of Utah to dump a whale into the Salt Lake, the Salt Lake.
The Salt Lake.
The
Yeah.
fact they had to put that on the books means somebody at some point attempted it.
Uh-huh.
But then it means that it's still legal to dump a whale in Salt Lake City.
All right, what is everybody that's not Rose doing?
We're looking around, or the Marten twins are looking around for some manner of, those one things that do the things with the stuff and the things. The clues.
Okay, where are you looking? Near the front, near the back, near the middle?
I figured they start at the front and move their way back. They do have the lantern of revealing out.
Okay.
Duke.
It doesn't take long at all before you see etched into the bleached white bones of
Твоя?
underneath the skull.
Слушай,
Oops.
7th of 5.
твоя?
Lame.
Слушай,
So I just got to the human uses part of the wiki page, and oh my god, baleen was like plastic before we had plastic.
Oh, interesting.
The list is very long of the various things it's used for. So baskets, reinforcers, it's used in bookmaking for creasing the paper reliably without tearing the paper. It's used for making the ribs in corsets. Just all sorts of random crap.
Dang.
The DM accidentally gives us a treasure trove.
What I actually want to know is how the hell they found that out.
Found what out?
All those uses for it.
Well, I mean, at some point, somebody killed a whale, or found a dead one, and they're like, "Oh yeah, these are big. They're flexible. When they dry out, they're still flexible, but in a different way." So, what can we use something that's very hard but very flexible for?
Basically, just try different resources and see what works for whatever you're doing.
Yeah, fair.
And now's the time when Zim finds out that the whale is actually undead.
Oh my god, no.
Oh no.
Duke.
All right, well, we got the 4th clue.
Oh, what was the 4th clue? Sorry, I was busy collecting. It doesn't matter.
Right.
What was the 4th clue?
The color white. It's 7th of 5.
White. Huh. Okay.
You mean 4th of 5?
No, 7th of 5.
You're not getting any of this today.
Not today, Satan.
I am in too good of a mood right now. You have no idea how much of a windfall these are.
Now, how do you want to get it up the side of a cliff?
Well, the baleen? I just wrap those up in my bag. Fit them into whatever nooks and crannies I can.
I mean, technically it's on a beach. We could probably just sail around the island.
I was going to mention that a while back.
Okay, then who's going to sail?
We barely
has the
have any
sail?
sails. We have sails. Did we look through the town for any bedding that might have gotten left behind? We could fashion sheets into a sail.
Yes, we didn't find any.
Okay.
Yeah, the Martens wanted
Okay.
them.
we can't reliably sail enough to move the ship on its
Duke.
own around the island. But what if we have people
In
on the
this video, I'm
shoreline
going to show
with,
you what
with
sounds
tow
by the
lines?
disabled can make.
I guess the Marten didn't like that idea. No, we take what sail we do have,
In
angle
this
it
video,
to
I'm
pull the
gonna show
ship
you
away
what
from
sounds
shoreline.
by the
Then we have
disabled
people
can
on the
make.
shore with tow cables to just walk it around the island.
That's not a bad idea. Definitely need somebody to steer the ship, though.
I'm looking at him. I highly doubt you've got the muscle strength to hold
Why
a rope.
are you going... How is the whale corpse going to steer the ship?
I'm referring to you, you sentient strip of taffy.
Oh, okay. I mean, last we heard, you were looking and dealing with the whale corpse.
Yeah, but I'm talking to you. I am looking at you.
So, well, I guess we gotta go back to maybe that cave.
Good pun.
What?
Said
Well,
whale.
I guess we have to go back to the...
Huh?
So, yeah, we currently have no means to bring the rest of the bones with us, but we do have that plan for down the road. And at the moment, yeah, I think that I don't want to go to a cave. I hate caves.
That's okay. You can stay outside of the cave. We'll just split the treasure between us.
I've decided that I now love caves.
Just decided this.
I have just overcome my fears. Hallelujah.
Duke.
Well, we're headed back to the cave then.
All right. So you all make it back into the cave. You know what it looks like.
That's right. It was 7 pillars with a 5-pronged line.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
I'm joking. Well, maybe if we all try to light the torches to find out if they burn a different color?
All right. This sounds like a job for the one of us who can't die. I'm summoning Unseen Servant. I mean, technically,
Max-
yes, he can die. He's already dead, but you get the point.
Max just hangs back with the librarian and gives him a pat.
He loves it. He's eating it up.
He's eating the Marten.
Oh,
Oh no! Get him out!
No,
get him
no,
out.
he's eating up Max.
Oh wow!
He's eating
big
up the
appetite.
pet.
We now have a sentient pet. That's what that is.
All right.
Once Unseen Servant is summoned, I'm going to hand him a torch and have him go to all the torches and light them.
In what particular order?
Is there any indication of their color?
Yes and no. You got to pick one first.
All right. I guess I'll just pick the closest one.
Which is
Torch 1?
torch one? Okay. So the back left, you light it and it flickers red.
All right. Going to write down red and put that note underneath the torch and then snuff it.
Kind of goes out.
Rinse and repeat with the rest of them.
Okay. Here, I'll just write it down.
Duke.
Alright, so Peach and Poach will spit their fire at the torches in the proper order. Blue,
Which is?
red, green, white, and purple.
And the floor begins to shake. And that blue line that was previously invisible is now very much visible. And the floor itself begins to split open.
Was it Peach or Poach that already was a key?
I think it was Peach.
Peach, you're on.
And this floor opens up to a spiral staircase that kind of goes down.
Peach and Poach will head down with their Lantern of Revealing.
All right. As you make it down to the bottom of the staircase, there is a Griffin statue with its mouth agape.
Well, send in the other Marten.
Same thing as last time?
Yep, same thing as last time. Peach will climb in.
All right. The thing closes its mouth. It's closed for a
Dick.
solid minute of just Marten being leashed. And it opens up, and you're able to climb out. You now have a second marking on you that makes it look like the ground part of the tombstone.
I sincerely hope that when all of this is said and done, I get to shove him in a giant keyhole.
You have successfully gained the second of the 3 key shards.
I can't remember. Did we attempt to imbue anything else with the first fragment?
No.
I know I did throw a pebble that I had tinkered with to make it glow, but I never recovered that pebble, though. So it's back on the previous island, sitting inside the statue.
Yeah.
So if that is a key, we have no way of recovering it anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Not without literally going back.
Yeah. Okay. Just double checking. Because, when your key is a living thing, if that thing dies...
So Peach, no dying.
Yeah. Peach, you're not allowed to die. If you do
Dude.
die, I will bring you back and give you the worst cussing
Вот
out.
такой бардак у нас постоянно. То, что устраивает брюлик.
Okay. Luckily, Peach is immortal.
Огурец и брюлик.
Why is Peach immortal?
That's the name of the order that he went with.
The immortal order.
Order of the Immortal.
I don't think that means you're actually immortal. I think that's just a title thing, Peach, so maybe if you don't, test the limits of that.
Okay, I will jump off the next cliff we find.
Or you could not.
mean,
Many
it was
people,
cliff to
many
jump.
people throughout history have not jumped off cliffs. It's not that hard of a thing to accomplish. I believe in you.
Duke.
I mean, I
Well,
know where. a
haven't
cliff
you
is.
heard of people who have?
What, people who have jumped off of cliffs?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they show up in obituaries all the time, and I read those. That's the hot sheets.
See, you find out about them. People who don't jump off cliffs, you don't find about.
Well,
So
I
you're
know
saying
them
I could
because
live
we-
on immortal as... Oh... Tales forever!
Tails
See,
forever.
Yeah,
What?
all you need to do is ascent to ascend.
No, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like I said, the obituaries, they also feature people who didn't die from jumping off of cliffs, and since they're dead now, that means their entire life they hadn't fallen off a cliff. On a technical basis, actually, everybody, even those who died for that, has never jumped off a cliff their entire life, because once you have completed the act of jumping off a cliff, you're no longer alive. So. Semantics. Arguing the semantics of whether or not.
Duke.
Стиральная машинка, успокойся.
Squeaky baby.
So many squeaky babies.
He sounds
Она
angry.
всегда так жужжит, еще до тебя. Задолго до
Nah,
тебя.
just squeaky.
Я уже
Oh
закрыла.
my goodness, he's a baby.
Вася,
Yeah.
успокойся. Все.
He's just a
Это
baby.
просто
Wants
машинка
attention.
стиральная. Она
We got the
жужжит,
key
как
that we
всегда.
came here for.
Вот так вот придется.
So. Oh, key fragment, anyways. It could be it's a good
Alright,
idea if we
so
had
where
that
do we go
ship.
to next? And they will get back up onto the librarian, onto Luke. Give him the pats.
Loves it. Loves every
That-
second of it.
That's just like your bus token right there.
Yep.
One head pet for 5 minutes.
It's only fair.
Well, yeah, and they
Yeah.
give him, you know, dozens.
No, fair.
of-
F-A-R-E.
And it must feel so good without that mask on.
They
Only
give
imagine how itchy
him.
his face was.
They give him dozens of head pats in a matter of seconds.
Duke.
Yeah, it doesn't stack.
It doesn't stack. You can't cache them for later.
Every 5 minutes,
No.
I do a new one.
But can you take out IOUs?
Technically, they probably wind up inadvertently head patting him repeatedly throughout it because, you know, they're not good at sitting still.
Yeah. He just enjoys being useful.
Speaking of, I need to step away for a sec, so I'll be right back. Go ahead and continue.
All right.
no-
So, oh, go ahead.
I said that I don't really see anything else that's of much use to us on this island except for that whale skeleton. And if I'm being real here, those ribs not only are worth a fortune, but they are a very useful building material.
Would they fit in the ship?
We could make them part of the ship.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. The Dutchman must have a captain.
Well, pretty soon we'll have a skeleton crew.
That actually was one of my stretch goals. If I could find a ritual to keep them permanently animated, then we would have skeletons assisting the crew. That was kind of the intention there.
We've already got a skeleton crew, though.
I needed to say that before Zim came back.
So they wouldn't put you in the well.
No,
I didn't
I would have
hear
gone. I would have put farther because I've already been to the well today.
Okay.
Farther, like where? Like the lake.
There, now Zin can't do it.
Because in the earlier game, I was thrown into the lake.
Oh.
For punishments.
All right, what would you all like to do?
Well, I think that Tanya had some more woodworking to do.
Yeah. And now that I have a whole bunch of baleen, I can splinter some of that. Now I've got nails.
And how did we want to move the whale skeleton?
We're gonna taxi the boat along the coastline using tow lines. And then once we get it nearby where the skeleton's at, then we can just bring it in with the same lines.
Okay, so what we're gonna do to kind of make this easier, you're going to tell me what you want, the adjustments you're planning on making to the boat, and I will tell you how long it takes.
Well, just how big is this whale?
It's pretty big.
All right,
How
and
big is it than the boat?
yeah, how big is this
The
ship?
ship.
I'm thinking like the diameter of the ship's hull versus the diameter of its rib cage to determine whether or not the ribs could be directly bolted onto the hull.
I'm gonna say it is feasible and possible to do so.
And is there anything that Luke wanted to take from the town?
He's got his books. I think he's happy.
So that, yeah, my intention in order to avoid using up any more space much more space inside the ship, and because it would be a good structural reinforcement, is have the ribs on the outer hull, leave the skull at the front like a bow head, and then just and then the spine, just tossing that somewhere in the cargo hold. Don't have use for that at the moment.
Okay.
So just a stack, just several stacks of vertebrae in the cargo hold.
Is that where you're keeping the books?
Yes.
I'm gonna say there's not enough room for both.
Oh, put them in the brig then.
Okay, that works. I need to get the librarian stuff to you.
We really need to find a port where not everybody's dead so we can offload some of this stuff.
And grab some supplies. We're running low on food.
That's right, I am teamed up with a bunch of carnivores, aren't I? I'd actually almost forgotten. I actually... Huh.
And Rose, how much do you think we could get for Peach and Poach if we're not offloading everything?
We would have to pay people to take them, they're not an asset. So... Yeah, it's just... Sorry, it's just... This whole day, I didn't think of you as carnivores. I was thinking of you as just...
People.
Sorry, I've got some thinking to do.
Don't worry. While you're thinking, we'll just be here nibbling on you.
Delicious.
And one of them
Rose.
proceeds to nibble on Rose's arm. While the other one is going for a leg.
Just gonna smack him against the nearest flat object.
And while they're doing that, I'll put part of my first part of the plan into effect.
Rose is like right at the edge of getting over her racism against carnivores, and the first thing you do...
Alright, so we're bolting the
No, that's him. That's Peach right now. Rose just flings her arm.
So we're gonna try and bolt the like the rib cage to the ship.
Yeah. Securing the ribs to the hull the best we can. Just leaving the skull up near the bow. And all the vertebrae, just kind of piling those up wherever we can fit them on board.
Okay.
I am getting you guys the stats and the abilities for the librarian. So give me just half a second. while I type it
Luke,
up.
he has a name.
I'm aware.
Okay. Was this a blue whale?
Um,
I just
Yeah.
noticed that.
because it's a
Okay.
big whale.
Well, I'm looking at the skeletons here, and apparently the flippers of whales do actually have a lot of bones in them. They do have shoulder blades, and blue whales have a lot of ribs, more than humpback whales.
And by the time we got to it, it was a white whale.
Where is he? Where he's going in the lake?
No, he is at this point it's to the stratosphere.
Wee.
Oh my god!
Duke.
Yeah, I was looking at the if it's a blue whale or a humpback whale, then yeah, the number of ribs there'd be, that's enough to like fully reinforce the hull. Obviously, properly securing them in place, I don't think we have the supplies for that, but at least making sure they don't fall off until we get to a port. At this point, I guess it's more about transport.
All right, there is the information for the librarian. So if he ever comes into combat, that is for all of you.
What did you send and where?
It's in Discord.
Oh.
I thought that right whales were extinct. Apparently they aren't.
I like it.
There's only 336 known specimens in the wild, though. They're like teetering right at the edge.
Oh.
Okay, so how long is it taking to get all of this secured then?
I'd say to get everything done, it's probably going to take about 2 days.
While the others are working on that, Peach and Poach are gonna climb up the cliff face and go scavenge for food.
Okay.
Duke.
I'm sure there's something out there for them to bring back.
Are you looking in like houses, or are you hunting? Are you
Hunting,
foraging?
basically. Hunting and foraging.
Okay.
Imagine being a carnivore. Just casually eat some grass.
They are omnivores.
Okay, then eat grass.
So are foxes.
Again.
Go find some grass. Nibble on it. Give me a survival check.
Advantage because they're working together?
Or roll them separately. I mean, that's kind of all the same.
Okay. Well, I guess, I mean, it does mean that they get double the supplies.
Yeah.
Apparently, right whales received international protection in 1935, in which
Enough about the whales!
several countries declared poaching right whales to be punishable by death.
But yeah, they are looking for meat, veggies, etc. They basically assume that anything in the houses would be spoiled and no good anymore if there was anything in there. So they don't bother with the houses.
Okay. You do find a deer, as well as a couple of blueberry bushes.
All right, so that's good for the first day. They'll hunt down the deer and bring it back to the ship and gather up all the blueberries. And then the second day? Or are you saying that's for both days?
I think that's good for both days.
Oh. That's not enough
so
food.
You're saying that it took 2 days to get around the island to the other side to round up the bones?
To round up the bones and to attach the bones.
All right. During that time, I would have had Unseen Servant, where applicable, assisting them in scavenging.
Okay. I don't think it can leave 60 feet of you.
Yeah, I said that's why I'm saying where applicable. So when Rose is on the shore.
Well, they go further into the island. Plus, I don't think that's something that a human servant would be capable of necessarily. At least an average one.
Yeah, I would say they could.
Fair enough.
Well, it's like I'd be in charge of like identifying the thing to be harvested, and then it's an extra pair of hands.
Fair.
But all in all, you're able to accomplish what you set out to do, thanks to some ethereal influence and a book and some very helpful little Martens.
I just realized down the road when where we'll have the skeleton crew on the ship that itself is a whale skeleton. Well, now we need black sails. We got to complete the look.
What are you all going
Just
to
call the ship Free Willy.
Free Will.
No. But does the ship have a name? We never named the ship, did we?
Nope.
Oh, I just had a horrible idea.
I vote we call it Surfing Otter.
Oh, I had a worse idea.
What was the worst idea?
We named the ship the Librarian.
The library.
Duke.
Nah, I like it. For those that don't know, Surfing Otter is Luke's name on League.
Oh.
Oh.
And
It
how
works
about
better.
The swill wind?
I still like the floating library.
The Groggy Dodger.
Because that was in one of the notes.
Oh yeah, the name of the old ship.
Said the Swill Wind.
Mm-hmm.
We're naming the ship after the smell of booze.
I still vote for Surfing Otter.
It doesn't look like an otter, though. I mean, it's got whale bones.
It doesn't look like a library either.
Yes, but it's filled with books.
It is full of books.
And we have a librarian.
Apocrypha. Gonna go look around and see if I can
Bless
find a
you, Jim.
thesaurus here. Usually no.
Yeah, I do.
Bless you. No.
Tanya also says bless you.
No.
Jim is adorable.
Odd Sock says Chim is adorable. He said no to that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Joke.
Oh, here we go. Athenium. So I just called the ship Athena.
What is that?
That's a Marten running around.
That's a tornado.
It's a Marten trying to go back to 1985. It has to hit 88 miles per hour.
Some serious zoomies, though.
Yeah, you thought cat zoomies were bad. Holy crap. He's turned off gravity.
Bouncing off
There's
walls.
no flipping.
Parkour.
Yumi should have been a Marten. It would have fit so much better.
Bouncing between champions.
Ooh, a Marten assassin champion that actually jumps onto enemies. Just attaches to them.
Oh my god.
Getting distracted.
Very distracted.
Would the enemy count as grappled for advantage checks on other people's attacks?
They
Just
would
got a
need
Marten on
the-
your face.
If you want the grapple version, that
Joke.
would have to be the Dwarven
Got a fountain
specialty.
from Juicy Shop. They call it drinking fountain, but I know it is for splashing also. It has splashing nozzle. I love splashing. And drinking nozzle. It is not boring
I choose to
drink
believe
water
this is the
anymore.
voice
Today, I
that
got a
Peach and
fountain
Poach
from
speak
Juicy
with.
Shop. They call it
Oh,
drinking
no.
fountain, but I know it is for splashing also. It has splashing nozzle. I love splashing.
No.
Drinking nozzle.
Yes, this is the voice. This is the voice that Peach and Poach speak in. It's just this robotic.
No.
Could always go back to the librarian's old voice.
Oh no.
No.
That sounded pretty unanimous.
We don't agree on much as a party, but that is one thing we do all agree on.
I say I am successful as a DM if I can make you all agree on one thing.
So
we all
chat
agree
said-
that we all agree that we hate you. Finally, you're working together.
That's all I ever wanted.
So, anyways, where, like, do we have any indication of where we need to go next?
The third island.
The third island.
Yeah, there were three islands in a line.
Joke.
Okay.
You all were on the center island, then you went to the top island. Now you have to go to the bottom island.
We have to go south, southeast. I can remember things.
And Bitey.
If there's a place you gotta get, I can get you there. I bet I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I don't know any of the rest of it.
There's
But I
a
do
place
know
you gotta
that's-
go. I'm the one you need to know.
I do know that if we want Orem to leave the room, we just have Alexa start playing that, and he is out of here, like, in seconds. All right, so shall we sail?
We shall make an attempt.
Do we know how to sail yet? Did somebody read a book?
Yeah, somebody read the book.
Oh,
To the
right,
library.
there was
That's
that.
the librarian.
No, there was the we got the thingamajiggers that gave us the skill books or whatever.
They're just literally somebody with one hand on the helm, the other holding a Sailing for Dummies book.
Oh, that's what that's for.
Oh, you mean I was supposed to pull the anchor up before we try to take out? Uh-oh.
So yeah, it's just all of us in the captain's quarters, as Luke is just giving a lesson in sailing. Everyone, even the goose in attendance.
One sec.
Did your neighbor just get swatted? What the hell?
No, that was a blurb. But the two books that we got were Mounting Dread and Stasis.
Oh, the manifest.
Oh yeah. We haven't actually had anybody read those books yet, have we?
Nope.
Well, the twins are gonna take the sailing one. What were they again, actually?
Mounting Dread and Stasis.
What exactly does
right.
Mounting Dread do?
Those are abilities.
It is for whoever reads it to find out.
Oh, so we all we have is weird inscription
Titles.
and the title Mounting Dread.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The twins are gonna snag the Mounting Dread one.
You sure?
I was contemplating that. Give it back.
They're running off with it.
Now there's an easy way to solve this.
Begin Scooby-Doo chase music.
Oh no.
They go through one door, come out through the other. Wait, how?
Yes. How many doors are on this ship? Speaking of which, what class is it? How big is this? You said it was a single mast, so I'm assuming tiny.
Yeah, it's not very big.
So like schooner.
Let me Google that real quick.
Google.
I don't want to say yes and then be like no.
Like, I approved Galleon because I didn't know what class that was. It looks like schooners are typically twin mast or triple mast.
You know, I'm really not sure because it's got 2 decks.
I'm not sure if they're... I'm not familiar with any that have only a single mast and more than one deck.
Well, at least one mast was broken.
So right now we only have one mast, but there is a spot for a second.
Wait. Hold back it up. You said that there was the base of a second mast?
I said that one mast had been broken. So it's not outside the realm of possibility for me to go, I screwed up. There's really like 3.
Okay, because if we're repairing because remember we made a whole day operation out of repairing the masts. So however many the ship is designed to have is how many it would have now.
Yeah.
Which
I'm
would
gonna say
be
3.
3 mast. So a schooner.
Schooner I think is only 1 deck.
I think schooner's 2 or 3. Well, decks, I don't know. Don't quote me on anything.
Schooner looks smaller than I'm picturing.
Decker.
I wish I knew boats better. I don't know boats that well.
Yeah, I'm crash coursing right now. Schooner schematic.
I'm going to say that while you all learn how to be proficient in...
This is literally just me looking up this stuff in the books. What class of ship do we even have?
While you're all learning how to be proficient with naval navigation, the librarian, or mini-me, bigger mini-me, because we had a mini-me, is going to be the one to pilot the ship. It's going to get up on its haunches and just drive. Be like, I've only done this in theory. I've only thought about this in theory from the books that I've read, but I think I can do this. And you are all setting sail for the third island.
Is it square rigged or triangle rigged?
Picture triangle.
Let's figure out the specific class of the ship another time, like between sessions.
It's important.
I agree it's important, but it's not important right now.
It's either a schooner or a caravel. By its current description, it's either a schooner or a caravel.
Problem solved.
Did you dirty?
Well, yeah,
Well, I'm
I
gonna
threw her into the pit of death. It's very dirty down there. But I'm sure she was very happy.
Now, is Sir Phil agree on the wheel? Joking, joking.
So, we're sailing away.
Sail away, sail away.
Sailing away, sailing away.
And you are all headed for the third island.
Yes.
And I know we still technically have like 25 minutes left, but I think that would be a great stopping point.
But we only get to play like every other week.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
but I think the start of a third island would be
general gaming. There we go.
DM needs some time to write
there
more
we
stuff
go.
up.
A Portuguese caravel. That fits the description of our ship perfectly.
I do have stuff prepared for the next island, but I don't know if there will be any good stopping points.
Problem with that, Tanya, is that we have 3 masts, not 2.
There are variants of caravel that have 3 masts instead of 2, but typically the front mast is square rigged.
All right,
Why is this suddenly
Luke,
so important?
you've got some homework. You need to find an example of our exact ship between now and next week.
Oh dear. You know I'm gonna forget.
I will remind
I'll
you.
just, yeah,
5 minutes
I'll
before
remind
we
you
start the
every day
next
at noon.
session.
Sam, no. So yeah, this is just freaking Rose is just waist deep in a pile of books, skimming through them. What are we?
The Marten twins are actually studying how to navigate and stuff. We got Max and Gar learning how to actually, run a ship and stuff. Meanwhile, Rose is just sitting over there. Okay, so we could be this classification of ship, but we don't have the square mast and the square sail for the front, so we can't actually be that one. So perhaps we're that one over there. But we've got 3 masts, so that one doesn't fit either. I don't know which one we are!
Okay, so the reason why I was going with Caravel is that it very closely matched the ship's current description, and because I found this. Give me a second.
I can live with Caravel. It's something that I'm kind of picturing.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay, and we have holes in our ship in 12 and 13.
Wait, holes? Why do we have holes?
Ooh, apparently we also have ballista and a catapult.
This would be a fully fitted ship. We obviously don't have a fully fitted ship, but... Huh. There's no brig listed here. So this would just be, like, rough reference. Just you trace over top of this to get the blueprint of the ship and then divvy out the rooms to make it fit what we have.
Yeah.
Works for me. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us for Ascent to Ascend Dungeons and Dragons. I will be back in a few minutes with, assuming, Toshime, you're up for it, Conquest of Elysium 5. Yes?
That works.
Okay. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those things there on the website as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I seriously cannot do it without your support. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by simply sharing it around. But for now, thank you again so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
A duke.
There we go.
The Duke.
A duke. I should start doing that. Thank you for the biddies, Toshime.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye!
Bye.